when we were initially, or when I was initially looking for a solution to selecting a coding software, or finding a company to align with that would help us do what it is that we want to do, the primary criteria for me was simplicity. So we, as I mentioned there, a lot of our students have never been involved in performance analysis in any capacity at all, not least the principles of notational analysis or coding. You mentioned the word coding in a lecture, and you see these kids panic, and they have no concept of it at all. So for me, the first thing was that we were looking for something that was simplistic. Now, what I found over the years of using InPlay is that actually that's probably not a fair assessment of the tool at all. Yes, it is simple to use, and that is a huge plus, but it isn't in any way basic. And I think sometimes those two words go hand in hand, and they mean different things. It is simple. It is fantastic for the students to be able to log in with their own login details, whether they're on campus or elsewhere, and begin coding almost immediately. But as I say, that isn't to say that it's a basic tool, because over the years of using it, the amount of features, the array of different elements within that software, from the initial creating of the code window, to coding a game, to using the playlist, to using the drawing tools, to annotating, to adding voice notes to clips, to sharing playlists with me as the lecturer, or other members of a group work that they might be doing, people being able to collaborate on a single timeline. These tools are not basic tools in the slightest. And so, whilst initially it might have been that InPlay stood out as a simple tool for us to get on board with in the first instance, very quickly we realized the capabilities of it, and actually it is able to work right at that starting point for our students for the first time that they're seeing any form of analysis software, right up to those performing a dissertation in performance analysis with a potential career ambition to go on and become analysts. They're not finding that it has limitations.
Nice. Yeah, I think, and as well, you mentioned like kind of you've been using InPlay for a number of years, and I think we have grown a lot together in that as well, because that is something that we are quite big on in terms of speaking with our users, people like yourself, especially coming from an analyst background, to kind of help mold the product to make it even better over the time as well. So
yeah, without a doubt. And I think, I would echo that. The conversations we've had over the years, the way in which yourself and the company listen to the users to implement, be it ideas or feedback, and see that reflected in the product. You mentioned they're working as an analyst. I did work as an analyst for many years. I think it's safe to say the majority of us that have worked in a sport like football probably have experience with something like sports code. As a result, have frustrations with a company like sports code, whether that's financial frustrations or usability frustrations or compatibility issues. There are things that all tools have difficulties with them. And what we've found from an educational point of view is that we're yet to really run into a problem that we can't solve with InPlay, because of that ease of usability, the fact that it's students have their own login, they can access it remotely, they don't have to be here on campus on a machine that has that software installed. It's browser based, and so from an academic point of view, it serves every purpose we could need it to.
Yeah,